stadium lights, the free buzz before halftime. My heart racing like it's 4th and 5 on a Midwest Saturday night.
Welcome back to Mizzou Storytellers. I'm Dave Matter with Mizzou Athletics.
I'm Loretta Jones with Mizzou Athletics.
Hey, we got it. We're back in the habit.
Yes.
This is 3 weeks in a row, 2 weeks in a row.
It feels pretty crazy.
Yeah. And today, very special episode because we have multiple guests.
We do. I don't know how else. Yeah. My glasses are all foggy. I'm having like a Dave Matter moment.
Well, it happens in here when
And
it's a million degrees.
I know.
The Hurt Center does have its own ecosystem, just so everybody remember
It
that,
does.
so.
No, I'm actually very excited about both of these guests because they're two people in the department that I don't think a lot of people know very, very well, but that play very, very important parts in a lot of what we do in the community and in the department.
I have mistakenly said there are 2 head coaches we haven't had on this show yet, and it's actually 4, and we're going to have 2 of them on today.
Yes, we will cut that down by 50%.
They bring a lot of cheer and enthusiasm to Mizzou events and to Columbia, I should say, not just events.
Yes.
So should we?
You think of Mizzou, you think of them.
You do. Okay, should we just jump right in?
I think so.
Let's welcome them into the studio.
Let's do it.
And get going.
She's a Tiger. She's a cheerleader turned champion maker. She's the leader behind Mizzou Cheer and Truman the Tigers' rise to national titles. She is Cynthia Metz.
She's a golden girl. She's a coach. She's someone who balanced sparkle and science from featured twirler to healthcare professional to head coach of one of Mizzou's most iconic traditions. She is Cayla Timberlake.
Together, they're carrying on the spirit, pride, and tradition of Mizzou, and they are today's guests on Mizzou Storytellers. Welcome. I think that is the most elaborate introduction that we have ever had.
I thought it was very well written.
It really is.
Very
Oh my God, thank you.
That was all
Right here
Loretta. She
blushing.
wrote that one.
Thank you. Thank
Way
you.
to go, Loretta.
Very good.
I try. You'd think I went to J school.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, this is not about you, Loretta. Come on.
It's always
Well, welcome to Historic Kearns, a building you guys know well. Didn't even
Very
need
well.
instructions on how to find the studio.
I know. I think I just put in there like, yeah, we'll meet you in the studio.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm just down the hall. So
Yeah.
double guest today, which is exciting. We've done that once before, and it just adds a little excitement to it because there's just so many stories and they intertwine a little bit, and we figured this is a good one to have
Absolutely.
both Cynthia and Cayla on together.
yeah, we're excited.
All right.
So like we said, you guys are both alumni. You both performed on your respective squads, and Cayla was a featured twirler. I think that was one of the coolest things that we found when I looked. I was like, please tell us what a featured twirler is.
Yeah, so there actually wasn't a feature twirler my freshman year when I was on Golden Girls, and then the coach at the time had just asked if I wanted to join the band for pregame and halftime, and I said, the answer is always yes, and so it made my experience a lot of fun to be able to do both, switching hair up for pregame and taking it down, straightening my crease for sidelines, putting it back up halftime. So it was fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
Could you still do it now if you had to? Is that a skill that you keep forever?
Yes, it's almost like riding up a bike. I can juggle the batons, twirl fire, do all the things.
Fire.
Yeah.
I
Can
love
we-
the flames.
Can we see that at a game sometime soon?
Sure.
Actually,
Yeah.
homecoming,
I think
that's
they're
when you
doing it
guys
at
do the-
homecoming. The current feature twirlers are twirling fire at homecoming, but
Can you lead them?
they might have to lead me at this point in my life.
We
but
should
I'd
have
be
seen if
happy
she
to
could
make
just
a
do it
short
in here.
appearance.
Wait, yeah.
Studio.
I think
Steve,
it's
do you have
fire.
any fire, like any pyro, any baton?
As long as I promise not to drop them, right?
Right.
I'm an exterior illumination specialist.
Wow, add that to the resume.
You just had that ready.
He really did. Doesn't even have a mic, so
I know.
our millions of listeners probably didn't even hear that.
No.
Okay,
And
so
oh,
yeah. Oh, hey, okay. Welcome to the podcast, ladies. Before we dig into your background and your stories, can you just explain to our listeners like what your roles are and what you all oversee? Not your day to day so much, but what falls under your watch?
Sure. I am the head cheerleading coach and the mascot coordinator. So we have 2 cheerleading squads. We have an all-girl team and a co-ed team, and they cover football, men's and women's basketball, volleyball, and gymnastics. We're excited to be at all those events. And then we also compete at nationals. And then I
National
also
champions,
I was
by
gonna
the
say,
way.
and you,
Yes.
and you win nationals.
we have
Recent-
won a few
recent.
titles,
Yeah.
which is we're very proud of that. And then everyone knows and loves Truman the Tiger, so I work with Team Truman, and he's at all the Mizzou events. He does abundance of private appearances, and he is just very involved in the community and Mizzou, not necessarily athletics, but Mizzou
Right.
also.
How many are on Team Truman?
We have about 7 people on Team Truman.
Man, is this like the Rockettes? Is there a height requirement?
We like to make sure that Truman should look the same if he's at a basketball game or a volleyball game or a birthday party. So we do like to make sure that Truman looks similar, regardless of what event he goes to.
Okay.
I have twin boys who are in high school, and one of them would like to be on Team Truman when he comes to Mizzou.
Okay,
So,
I'll be in touch later.
Is he gonna grow anymore?
hey, come on.
I don't. I'm
He's
being
taller than me
real.
right now.
I'm being real.
He's 15. He's got some.
Okay.
He's got some time. Anyway, I just want to throw that out there.
That's pretty
Okay.
cool.
Speak
though.
it into existence. Yes.
We recruit, so.
There you go. Okay, Cayla, you're up.
I'm up. Okay, so pretty similar to Cynthia. I would say role-wise, I think she can attest to this as well, but just also second mom, therapist, health person. But yeah, we've got 30 on the team this year, which is a pretty normal number, usually between 26 and 32, I would say. But yeah, we cover men's basketball, women's basketball, football, and in just a multitude of different appearance requests. Yeah, we are very much a part of the band still, and so that's kind of we were born out of the band, and so we do a lot of things with them as well, with Marching Mizzou. So
Yeah, it's not just games. I mean, there are appearances that
Oh, yeah.
cheer
That's
and
more, yeah.
Golden Girls go to all the time. I mean, how do you have to say no to a lot of the requests that come your way?
yeah, I don't believe I have as many appearance requests that Cynthia has to
but
deal
cheer
with
and Truman.
regard to Truman.
All over town.
Yeah,
It's like-
I mean for us at least over the last couple of weeks I've had to say no to a handful, but we've said yes to about 12 to 15 in just the span of like 6 days.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
They said yes to mine for photos on Furrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we try to get to as many as possible, and Truman he's everywhere. I think he has about, from when school started until now, he's probably been at 50 different events.
Wow.
But it is hard because what people see us, the Golden Girls and cheer and Truman, as the face of the university, which we take a lot of pride in that. But at the same time, we have practices,
Yeah.
we have games, we have competition stuff to get ready for. So there is a line where we need to make sure that we can prepare for what we need to,
Sure.
our responsibilities. So
That the product looks good.
Yeah, I mean, all those appearances are just a testament to how popular and then important these teams are too. To like you said, being the face of athletics, but also the whole university. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I am still constantly amazed at watching both of your groups perform during the games. I just think like the KU game. I was telling Cayla, we were down the sideline. There's so many people down there on the sideline.
Yeah.
And they are just like cheer, and the Golden Girls, they're all just like squished in between, like maybe like 6 inches between each of them, and they're still cheering. They're still dancing. They're still doing all the things they're supposed to do. Like,
That was a fun game. I mean, you could look in the stands and you didn't even have to have any investment in football to just
Yeah.
want to
Oh
beat
yeah.
KU.
Yeah. I'm always afraid I'm in the way whenever cheer and Golden Girls come
Absolutely.
by. I don't care about the team, the football players,
Yes.
whatever. They just march their way through. But I'm like, oh, I am in your way. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I'm always saying that.
I also feel the need to, I say I'm sorry, but then I also feel the need to like dance while I'm passing through.
Absolutely.
I say join.
Steve is the
That's
same.
fine.
Steve is the same way. You should see him on the sideline. He's just
I'm like,
itching
oh,
to get
maybe
that
they won't
baton.
notice like the 6'2" blonde who's dressed differently, like dancing.
You'd be perfect for the 50. That's where we put our great ones on the 50.
Oh yes, yes. All right, you'll twirl the fire batons. I'll dance, and then maybe Cynthia, can you still flip?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I try to whip one of those out once a year, kind of check that box, and
Just to like flex on your current athlete.
just to prove to myself that that's still possible.
It's
So-
funny though, they do respect you more when they realize that what you're asking them to do, you can do yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, that's very true.
All right, are we gonna dig in here?
I think we should.
Okay.
I think we should.
Kick it off.
All right. So, I mean, you both can go. Take us back. Why Mizzou? Like, why'd you pick Mizzou? Why'd you come here? And why did you choose to do what you did here?
Yeah, so I grew up in St. Louis, and I was, grew up in the cheerleading world. It was a little different back then. We didn't. Now there's such an influx of all-star cheerleading, and that wasn't as prevalent long ago. But it was just starting to form. But my high school was very strong, and I went on a tour of Mizzou, and just like many people's story, just fell in love with it. I just love the big campus atmosphere. I really hadn't had set in my mind that I wanted to do cheerleading. I didn't know a lot about it. Back in the day, there wasn't the internet and there wasn't these social media platforms where you could learn about programs. And I just I had a friend that was going to try out, and I just went for it. And that's been the trajectory of my life ever since. I cheered for 4 years, and then I became assistant coach immediately after graduating, and carried that role for about 15 years before taking over as head coach about 7 years ago. So, but yeah, it's always been Mizzou. I really didn't have any other place that I was eyeing to go, and I'm so thankful and grateful for all the opportunities I've gotten to do from it.
Do you remember your first competition or game, or the first time you put on the uniform and what that felt like?
It was, we were in a massive heat wave. It was a night game, and it was still 92 degrees at kickoff.
Oh.
And my dorm didn't have air conditioning, and you know what I mean? It was just,
Yep.
that was life. And I just remember it being very, very hot. And I think the thing that I took away that first game, and I think all the athletes do, is running the team out. It's such a a nerve-wracking, exciting moment when you're waiting for the team to come out, and then all these massive football players come charging at you, and you're like, oh, run, come on, get out. But I think that definitely stands out as a core memory from early on.
That's so cool.
That's cool. Cayla, how about you? Now, you're from Columbia?
Yeah, yep, born and raised here. So I knew that Mizzou was just, there was no doubt in my mind. My grandparents met in a botany class. They went here.
Oh,
My
wow.
dad played defensive end here in the early 80s. And there were lots of other options to twirl, actually, a handful of scholarship offers. But I just knew that I bled black and gold and that there was no other option for me. So I was able to make Golden Girls all 4 years, and then of course twirl for a few of those as well. And then, yeah, I guess in some capacity, I was put on as assistant coach after I graduated, kind of similar to Cynthia, and then moved down to Arkansas for a few years to get another degree. Came back.
Let's not downplay that degree. Tell us what that degree was.
So it's called Certified Ophthalmic Medical Technologist. So it's kind of similar to a PA to an ophthalmologist.
Yeah.
So here I did healthcare, and health professions, loved it, but knew that I didn't want to necessarily go into nursing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what's a fairly clean field, but still medical sciencey? And so I had shadowed a handful of optometrists and then a handful of ophthalmologists, and knew that that's where I wanted to be. So just seeing the gratitude from the patients, from literally not being able to see to being able to see, that was really cool, which is
Wow.
kind of where my heart was at that time. So came back, helped with the nationals team for a handful of years, and then kind of fell into this role. So it's been wonderful.
Well, and you mentioned, I think something that most people would miss there. You said you were lucky enough to be a Golden Girl all 4 years. You guys have to audition every year, correct?
Yes.
Is it the same for cheer?
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's what people don't
Probably
realize.
don't realize, yeah.
Yeah, that most sports, like once you get here, you're on the team. You're pretty much on the team unless they bring somebody else in that plays over you. You choose to leave. You guys they have to audition every single year.
Yeah. And it's, I know for us and probably for them as well, it's the talent level just improves so much from year to year. It's crazy. Every year you think, how can they become any better, because what we do, I would say kind of the pageantry of game day, what we do on game days is not at all what a lot of our team is capable of, because they're just these extremely talented and technical dancers. But what you see on game days, it's more of the waving to the little ones and doing more of sideline pom as the style. So it's been really fun to kind of see that evolve over the handful of years, probably over the last decade, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For both of you, while you were doing this as a student, did you think about making a career of it? When did that click in your mind that, hey, this is something I would like to give back and do, when I'm out of school?
Yeah, I actually was a 5th grade teacher for a few years, probably 8 years after college, and I always wanted to coach. I just didn't know in what capacity, and I didn't necessarily expect to come in the college level. A lot of times you think I'm a teacher, I'll be a high school coach, but I had the opportunity to coach at Mizzou, and I've just loved it. I love working with young adults, and just kind of they're still at that young adult age. They're just very influential, and they still seek guidance, and but they're very capable in finding their way. So I've really enjoyed that kind of communication and being able to mentor them in that way.
Cayla, was that similar for you? Or, obviously you did another track there for a while, but were you thinking about coaching and coming back?
I think anyone who's participated in athletics or in their respective sport growing up, especially at the high school and collegiate level, it's really hard to just kind of, they talk about mental health too. It's really hard to just kind of stop cold turkey. So when the opportunity presented itself to be asked on to just kind of assist, I was like, yes, sign me up. I'll do whatever you need, and pre-kids, it was a lot easier too, just the crazy schedules and the amount of, practices and appearances. But it's been, it's been a huge blessing in my life. Definitely not where I thought I would be, 10 years ago, but it's been great.
Well, and you mentioned, pre-kids. Let's remind our listeners that they don't work in a Mizzou silo. They've got families and kids and things going on.
Also an Uber driver for my kids.
Right.
Oh yeah, right there with you.
So tell us about that. Tell us about how you met your significant others, like when family came into play, and how you were able to combine the two, how you were able to make it work here at Mizzou with the family life.
I think like anyone, it's always a challenge when you have a family and a career. My husband and I actually went to elementary school together. We both grew up in St. Louis and went to high school together. And he was actually in marching Mizzou, so we both came to Mizzou. And so it's definitely like a long time coming, kind of thing. But then, my daughters now are 14 and 11, so we've been able to have, Cayla and I, a lot of conversations about life and,
More
how
just me like, help, what do I do?
my kids are
What's
older
next?
than hers. Yeah.
Both of mine are sick,
But
what
just
do I do?
seeing, it's been fun for me to see her kids as they get older, and just kind of offering some helpful hints along the way, and what worked for me, because I think that's invaluable to any parent. Just, you feel like, I'm isolated, I'm going through this, and really I'm like, oh no, that happened to me 5 years ago. That's nothing. So.
Yeah, kids, put a crazy spin on things for sure. But so me and my husband, he's also from Columbia. So he graduated from Hickman. I graduated from Rockbridge.
The space.
I did run track at Hickman for a year.
She was like,
so it's okay.
Crosstown lovers.
Right. Yeah, we'll call it that. That's funny. But, something funny, Steve? But no, his mom actually went to Arkansas, and so due to that reciprocal program, he ended up going there, but would absolutely wear black and gold at the Arkansas game, so no question there. But yeah, so we actually started dating, I would say. It was my senior year of college. We were supposed to make it really far in the NCAA tournament, and then we didn't. And so he ended up calling, and it just kind of, he actually had posted a picture of a Mizzou tiger painted toilet with a Jayhawk in the bowl.
There you go.
And
I like that.
Real
early Facebook years, I just, kind of messaged and said, that's really funny. How have you been? Haven't talked to you in I don't know how long, but yeah, it kind of just started from there. We were long distance for a while, and then because of the long distance, that's why I ended up going down to Arkansas to get that other degree and working there for about a year at UAMS at their hospital. And then we were like, we're tired of spending all of our vacation time having to drive back to just see family, just to come back to Columbia. So moved back and, got married and,
And you have 2 little ones.
We've got 2 little ones. One's 5 and the other one's 1.5. And she very much is acting like a 1.5-year-old right now. So
We've
love
all
them.
been there. I just keep telling her that.
I know, love them both dearly. But again, there's a lot of daycare programs that are, like your 9 to 1. But, practices and games are
Nights and
nighttime,
weekends.
nights and weekends. So I appreciate Cynthia's patience for the both of us at times when I have to bring the girls to meetings or practices and stuff, because she's just like, it's going to be okay. So, she's been a great mentor for me as well.
We're just all over the map here, so just forgive us for our disorganized conversation. But Cynthia, for your program, you won multiple national championships. Is there a difference between performing and competing when it comes to cheer? How different is it? Because our other teams are they're out there competing,
Right.
but this is different for what your team does. And how do you flip the switch, or is there a difference?
I would say there is a difference. The intensity is much different when you're competing versus performing. The preparation is a lot more drawn out and precise. I would say performing is a microcosm of competing. It's basically what we do for competition, but it's just in shorter capacity, smaller capacity. I think what one of our greatest parts of our program is you get the best of both worlds. So we spend the fall semester spending time on game day and engaging with the crowd and performing and supporting a lot of our other programs. And then while we do that still in the spring, we definitely shift gears and it becomes a lot more intense in our competition season. Where the expectation is there, the pressure is there, and so in that regard, it is very much in line with what you would think of Mizzou athletics.
Yeah.
We just kind of live in 2 different worlds.
That's interesting. Yeah. How do you go about the recruiting part and then tryouts and all of that? Like, how do you put together a team for both of you? I'm sure. I imagine it's similar, but I'm sure it's a little bit different too.
For us, we host clinics, and that's really the best way for us to have people come visit and get to see the talent that's out there. Probably one thing that's different from cheer to Golden Girls is we have different stunt positions. So we have the flyers that you see go up in the air, and then we have the bases underneath them. And so when we're looking at completing a team, it isn't everyone trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You kind of base it off your stunts that you do, and you need people to fill those different roles. Whereas I would say it's slightly different.
Yeah,
for you.
for us, it's more just, because what we look for a lot of the time is just your well-rounded dancer, because, Golden Girls is such a traditional program, very strong in tradition and traditional values. And it's, what I was saying earlier about how what you see the girls do, like in the studio, it differs quite a bit from what they do on game days.
Sure.
So if you're ever to just watch an audition, it's like, wow, she's really, really good. But does she have that, the ambassadorship about her that she can, also do a great job on game day. So it's kind of like you're trying to find the best of both worlds in that aspect. But yeah, I mean, like she said, it's really hard. I mean, tryouts are hard because everybody's getting better every year, and you kind of become attached to those that you've gotten to know over the last 1 to 3 years. So,
is there any recruitment involved? Do you find yourself going to cheer competitions or dance competitions, or do you reach out to coaches in your respective sports?
It's more for us at least, for Golden Girls, it's more the coaches kind of reaching out to us and say, hey, I've got this one coming to one of your clinics. Just keep an eye on her. Let me know if there's anything that maybe she could improve on, or this or that. But I wouldn't say we have anything. There are combines that exist, but a lot of times those coaches who attend those seeking out your most talented technical dancers they're not as affiliated or intertwined with game days. So
I would say for us, we probably go out a little bit more and try to find people. And I would say it especially gets competitive with males in cheerleading because there aren't as many of them. It becomes a very everyone is trying to get the same people. So you do kind of have to seek them out, and because the guys that you're wanting to come into your program are getting the same interest from many other schools, where I don't see that as much from for the females.
Interesting. I've always wondered this too. Like in our other teams, we recognize the individuals, and we know, hey, that's Bo Perbula, he's the quarterback. That's Ahmad Hardy, the running back, and same for our softball players or women's basketball players. For your sport, do you want individuals to stick out, or is it more a team, nameless group, or how does that work for you guys?
Well, for us, I would say cheerleading, there is no greater team sport than cheerleading. Like, you can't throw someone in the air and completely trust that your teammates are going to catch you on the way down. If one person, similar to other sports, everyone has to do their job, but what we do actually doesn't work if you're not coordinating together in the right time frame, doing the right technique. So while there are definitely, especially with the influx of social media, there's definitely standout athletes who come through. Once they're on the team, there's kind of that same expectation that they're all a team and, valued equally.
Yeah, I think that at least on our team, each girl kind of has their own little fan club of who likes them and who requests them. But it's very much brand driven for us. Yeah. And so, with NIL and everything that's come up, people are like, no, do you do that? Can you do that? And it's like, well, who's the name, image, and likeness for our team? Girls. It is the Golden. So it's like, I've had a lot of questions from our current team, just asking kind of how they can just navigate in that world that's evolving. But for us it's very much team driven. But we're not really tossing people up in the air like Cynthia was. But we do at nationals, I guess. There's a little bit of that, but
yeah, it's funny you asked that question. I think back to when I was in school here, and it's like that is like the cheer squad, that is the Golden Girls. But there was one Golden Girl that was here when I was here. Still don't know her name, but she was taller than most of the others. And she had, remember when Christina Aguilera had that like platinum blonde on top and dark hair underneath? Oh, she had that and her hair was curly.
I know who it is.
And right? And everybody knew who that one was, and that's like who your eyes went to because she like had a different look. But otherwise, it's like I could not tell you a single Golden Girl or cheerleader, like
unless you know them.
Unless I knew them personally.
Exactly.
I actually knew one of the male cheerleaders that did volleyball when I was here. But otherwise, no. It's just like that is the group.
Yeah.
I love that you know exactly who I'm talking about.
I love the word ambassadorship too. I think
Yes.
that kind of defines what your teams do and what they stand for, and that's really cool. I have no other comment other than just I like that word. I'm gonna start using that word.
And
more
it
often.
is because we talk about NIL with a lot of our athletes, and they're wanting the Bo Perbulas, the Ahmad Hardys, the Abby Hayes, like they call and they say, I want that person to come to this and everything. They contact you guys and they're like, hey, we want
all of you.
We want the Golden Girls to come. We would like some of the cheerleaders to come. There's no like, I want that blonde and that redhead and that brunette and I want that bass and that flyer. It's true. It's a group because they are ambassadors.
Yeah. And they know that. I mean, I know for us, they know that going into it. We have our first team meeting, and that's always one of the first things that I discuss. You are an ambassador not only for the University of Missouri, but for the state of Missouri. You guys are, on a national and international stage, and you kind of need to hold yourself that way.
People make judgments based on what they see from an individual for the whole team. So it's important for everyone to have that same standard and expectation, because if one person's lacking or just not upholding what we expect, then people automatically judge the whole team that way. And
Well, and I think a great example is the Golden Girls were inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. It was just the Golden Girls, the entire program. Just anybody that has ever been a part of that program. It wasn't a specific year like it is with a lot of sports, and so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. that was a really neat experience.
Like, how did that feel to be? I mean, you were the coach at the time. You were a former Golden Girl. You're there with all of these women of all different eras. Like, what did that feel like?
The first word that comes to mind would probably be overwhelming at first. I was actually grateful that the person who was in charge of it had said that anybody who's there representing their era or their decade of Golden Girls, please go up and stand behind me, so that it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of humbling to be the one asked to speak at that on behalf of this, these women who, had, somebody who had started the program was there versus the current ones. I mean, it was just to see how important it meant to all of them. Was pretty special. I think they said we were probably the largest group as well that showed up.
I bet.
It spans
as a whole,
generations.
so
Yeah.
It's been 50 years now?
60.
60.
60 this year, yeah.
I knew it was a banner year, and I couldn't remember which one.
All right, Cynthia, I got to ask, the bragging rights game,
Ah, yes.
The lib contest.
what do we really call that? The Statue of Liberty pose thing?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called technically?
So the pose that the girl in is called a Liberty, and we just call it Lib for short.
Okay.
But so it's evolved into the Statue of Liberty contest, and
Right.
it's always a crowd thriller for sure.
Have we ever lost? I don't think we have.
We have, but we'll just
We
say
don't
the
have-
record
okay.
is definitely in favor
our
of
favor.
winning. So
I mean, I can't think of a time I've
No.
been, and I've been to a million of those games. I can't think of a time when Mizzou didn't, not just win, but dominate.
well, and yes, it is definitely something that everyone who's not part of the cheerleading world, that's what they see and they know. And I'm like, guys, this is like a really big deal. Like
Yeah.
people who have no clue about anything will expect us to win this, hold. And it is always, it's a great kind of traditional rivalry. We've been, we've earned, I will say, winning bragging rights on it more often than not. But
Yeah.
but it's it's a hard thing. So
I was going to ask, so is that a basic stunt? Like, is that something that they learn, and so is it tough to explain to your new athletes?
it
Hey,
is
this
a
is a big
basic
deal.
stunt. It's the amount of time they have to hold it. So
Yeah.
and not anyone, but it is a stunt we would expect a college athlete to do, but the fact that some of them can hold it for over a minute is pretty incredible. So
Yeah.
it's more of a endurance challenge more than anything.
And it has its own sponsor. It's presented by
does.
Royal Banks.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm always so into it that
I'm
I
sure.
never.
I know, I'm usually the one videoing because I can't calm Cynthia down enough. She's like,
The great thing about it is there have been some times where that game itself is not very competitive, so it's the highlight.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
And then there's times where the game is super competitive and it just adds to the
Yeah.
excitement
Yeah.
in the arena. So it's a hit either way.
Yeah.
No matter what's going
This
on.
year, you and me, let's practice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, obviously, we'd both be bases, but
I'll go up, guys.
okay. I got Cynthia.
Okay. Maybe you bring
My
one of your
hands are so
kids and I'll bring Will Matter.
I don't think that my hand is big enough to go around anyone's foot, like to hold it that long.
It's amazing. It really is. Okay, I had to ask that when
Yeah.
we knew we were going to be guys in. Okay, what's next?
I do. I love that so much. I think one of my favorite things is, as having coached and when I talk to coaches, is now that you've been doing this for a little bit, like what's advice that you would give to yourself when you first started coaching? And then even further back, like when you first came in as an athlete at Mizzou, like what would you tell yourself?
I think with anything, when you take on something, you want to do everything right away. And I feel like I was full throttle trying to make some changes across the board, like very dramatically. And then kind of hit the COVID year, and so there was a lot of bumps along the way with that. But I think the biggest thing is you have to establish your culture, and you have to embrace that mindset. And before you can have success in any other area, if you don't have the right mindset, the right culture, and then the athletes that are willing to buy into that, you really aren't going to move forward. And so for me, it was, it was like we had to make that kind of mental shift, and then we started seeing results after that.
yeah, I would agree. That's what I would have said too. Just the culture and the shift that has happened, especially naturally with social media and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
that just with kids being on their phone and just the comparison and everything, there's been a huge change from when I was on the team to when I started coaching. And then my number one goal was to just make sure that that culture was healthy, positive, that the team was bought in first and foremost. And I was actually a little opposite of Cynthia with regard to changing things. I was trying to maintain, I feel like, probably for too long, to just kind of keep things, because, you know, they had proved to be fine.
Yeah.
But then I would say, looking back a little bit to maybe 2019, 2020, just I would say trusting myself a little bit more, knowing that I was doing the right thing, and just kind of make those changes sooner rather than later. So
Well, and in this role, in any kind of head coaching role, you have to have thick skin. Whereas maybe as an assistant coach, you sort of, you play a different role. And so I was in that, you know, where
it's like a liaison.
yeah, like
the-
you don't have
the
that
backing.
responsibility, and then when you shift to the head coach, it is all on you, and you just have to know that to trust the process, to trust yourself, and know that you know what's best for the program, even though you might be hearing a lot of comments, or, you know, there's a lot of outside noise, like any sport. Obviously, there's a lot of people that think they know best, and, you know, they have an opinion, but if you just sort of trust yourself and know that you're going in the right direction. My motto has always been work hard in silence and let success be your noise. So it's like there's going to be people who make comments or on the team, if they haven't bought in, that you, once you're establishing that culture and that those athletes, it takes a few years. But once you do, then you don't have to, you can just let what you do show for themselves,
Yeah.
whether that be at a game and they're performing or competing or that kind of thing.
Yeah. National championships. Yes.
Work hard in silence.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll write that down. Save that.
We've gotten some good little fun tidbits of
Some
advice.
inspo.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, where are we at? Are we diving in here?
You want to do it?
Rapid fire?
Yeah.
Okay, these are rapid fire questions. And with two of you, you still got to answer every question.
Okay.
There's just 5 each. How are we? Which ones are we doing?
I'll do odds.
Odds. Okay, go for it.
Okay. Favorite meal in Columbia? Not necessarily restaurant, but like a meal.
I mean, you can't go wrong with like a CC broiler steak.
Okay.
If I was going fancy,
What cut?
I do the filet.
All right.
Yep.
My turn.
Yes.
I would say CC's filet, medium well to well done, though.
I like
know
well
that
done,
that's
too.
a huge
Oh.
thumbs down.
It
I
is.
know.
Ah,
Might lose
okay.
some listeners.
I'm with you.
It's okay. It's okay. I know. Breaking hearts. It's okay. It's because I just don't like that red. You know, that
That's
Arkansas
okay.
red. I can't see it.
Oh, there you go. Okay, okay. Good pivot there.
But no, I would say one of my other favorite meals is probably the Murray's salmon with the mashers.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Quite a few Murray's favorites on here.
Yeah. Okay. If I wasn't coaching my team, I'd be doing what for a career?
LASIK surgery. No, I think being mom.
I was gonna say driving my kids around.
All right. Okay. Favorite vacation spot?
I mean, I'm a beach goer, so anywhere tropical and warm is just right up my alley.
I would have to say beach as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Best advice I've ever been given.
I know, rapid fire. I'm supposed to be fast.
It's okay.
No,
It's okay.
Best advice.
I think,
Wait before you respond.
It's good.
Yep.
You know, just let
Yep.
those emotions go, and then
Yeah, and I think kind of what I alluded to earlier is just, and I think the older I get, the more confident you become in your decisions and your kind of place in life, and just trusting that like you're on the right path.
That's good. All right. You're up.
Sorry, I was busy writing down some things that they said that I liked. A bucket list event or venue for your teams to perform at?
Ooh.
we're actually going to London in June of 2026 with Marching Mizzou, and we'll get to perform in front of the castle for the royal.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So that
Okay.
was kind of a bucket list thing that just happened to appear out of thin air.
Do you
No,
need any podcasting while you're there?
Yes.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
also
so-
going
Or
to pause.
cheerleaders.
I'm also going to pause the rapid fire. How does that just come about? Like,
I will. So I'll give credit to Dr. Amy Knops. She's Marching Mizzou's
Right.
band director. And she just has a way with words and applications, I believe. And that's, we had the opportunity to be first in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh, that's so
It was
cool.
the turkey, and then it was us. And then they've gone to Ireland a few times. And so she tries to find one kind of big trip every few years to try to encompass whoever's on, the team or
Yeah.
in the band at that time. And yeah, this year it's going to be London. They went, I believe, 50 years ago. And so they were the first United States band to perform at,
Wow.
in London. So
That's
That's
great.
really cool.
We'll have to check in after that and see what that experience was like.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Cynthia.
I've had the opportunity to go to a lot of great football venues, but I've never been to LSU. I've never been to Death Valley, so I look forward to when that works out for the schedule to get to visit there.
Well, we'll find out our new schedules next week, so
Okay, well,
cross your fingers.
I'll leave
we'll
it.
mark it on your calendar.
It's so crazy to me how the SEC works with that now. That it's like, well, you've never been there, and you've
Yeah.
been the coach for how long? Like,
All right, okay. Pass these along.
Okay.
Next step, final step in podcast, you got to put your photo up.
All right.
All right, be careful. We are running out of space, and the
Framed,
board
I'm
is
sure.
very delicate. No one has knocked it down yet.
oh, you didn't do the picture for Cayla?
Oh my goodness.
Which one?
Where'd you even find this?
Don't worry about it. Here's your push pen.
Okay, thanks.
The
like
internet
it.
is there's lots of treasures.
All right. What do we got here? Okay.
Okay, be careful. It is a little tricky, and you can cover people up if you like. No, it's okay.
I will say that's a big difference. We can tell when Cynthia was in college and when Cayla was in college as to how many photos we were able to find.
Mine was pre-social
As was mine. As was mine.
That's great.
Instagram started my senior year, maybe?
Oh wow. You're good.
Oh yeah.
We'll get it.
Okay.
And it didn't fall. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. This was a lot of fun,
Yeah, thanks for having us.
for sure.
Well, we appreciate it. Kind of like what Cayla had mentioned is there's so many stigmas around cheerleaders and dancers, and all they do is shake their palms. And while that is something we do, I'm not going to deny that. There is so much more, but that you don't see, and that they're all real athletes and train very hard. And so we appreciate you recognizing us and having us here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It was our pleasure. MIZ.
COU.
See you.
This episode of Mizzou Storytellers on the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast is brought to you by Shelter Insurance. Ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power 5 out of the last 6 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Cynthia and Cayla.
What gals? What, I don't know how
Can we
to
say
make that
gals?
plural.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
What phenomenal
Loud.
women.
Wonderful women, great leaders, great head coaches.
Yes.
I made the mistake before we hit record. I said, we've had every head coach in here, but she goes, us? I said, well, yeah, technically, yes, we have you in here now. They are head coaches here.
Yeah.
And they do an awesome job and play, their programs play such a vital role in everything we do, from football game days to events around town that maybe aren't, that everyone doesn't see,
No.
but touches so many different aspects of our town and our state, really.
Well, and all of us as parents in this room, I mean, everybody's got a kid that's probably afraid of mascots at some point. But like all of my kids, they just love Truman. They cannot get
Yeah.
enough of Truman. I'm like, we just saw him 2 days ago.
Right.
They're like, get a picture. I'm like, he looks the same.
I've been in a few schools, and I will say Truman was the first mascot that my son actually was like, yeah, I want to get a picture with Truman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have a staff member who's deathly afraid of mascots.
Should
we? I don't know if we should say their name.
We
I
yeah.
think he should.
We won't say her name.
Oh, come on! You just
I just-
eliminated half the. Well,
Let's
not
do
half.
more than half. Let's not get into that conversation.
Anyway, I know she's listening, and it's okay. Truman is safe.
Yeah, Truman's a good person.
He's harmless.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good tiger.
But I mean, I think that's what people don't think, like, it just seems natural to know that cheer, Golden Girls, and Truman are going to be at everything.
Right.
And you don't think about the work that goes into that and the amount of times that, like they said, you have to turn down appearances
Right.
and you have to say no and you have to let them focus on being students and being student athletes and focusing on themselves.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to highlight that they like turn people down, but I was trying to point out how popular they are and how in demand Truman and the cheer team is.
Well,
around
that's
town.
that's also why I brought up that they have to try out again every year.
Yeah.
It is-
I don't know if I knew that.
It's so competitive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew Golden Girls for sure. I didn't know about cheer.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if our
trying out for our
athletes-
jobs every year.
Oh, oof. I was thinking more the athletes. Like,
Yeah, I kind of do a little bit unofficially. Okay, well that was good. I'm glad we got them in here, and it was good as a tandem too, because I think people think of Golden Girls cheer kind of the same thing, but they're not. They're separate,
No.
and that's why I like that we, talked about them individually.
differentiated, but
but
they,
you know
they work together a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And do a great job, great chemistry, and those teams they're really good too. I do feel bad like when I'm on the field and like the baton twirler's walking by and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't need to be here. You do. This is your show, not mine.
I was standing on the end line at the KU game, like talking to a couple of the alumni, and it was at some point in the game when the Golden Girls come along the end line and line up to perform
yeah.
right in front of that speaker that I don't think I'm ever going to hear the same again from standing there as much as I have. But I'm standing down there and they start lining up and I'm trying to get out of the way and there's nowhere to go. It's a brick wall. And I'm not a tiny human. So I'm trying to just like back up. There's nowhere to back up. So then I got to like maneuver through them. And I did. I started like dancing. Like as
Yeah.
I'm moving through, I couldn't just walk. It felt weird.
You get a cross to the face real easy in that that back line of the Golden Girls, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I'll be more conscious maybe going forward now that we had the coaches in here.
I'm gonna start paying attention to that.
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe
still dance through them.
We
but
should
yes.
work on the lib.
I liked what you were saying. I think Logan is gonna be my best choice for my kids.
Uh-huh.
I think by default yours would have to be Will.
I would, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But I think Logan could hold that position. I am
impressive.
already thinking about going home and practicing it. Yeah, Logan
We
wrestles.
didn't have that in the questions, but I just thought of it. I'm like, I hope this is okay to talk about, but it's a pride point.
Yeah,
And she's being modest. I've never seen Mizzou lose at that.
I mean, obviously they have at some point. I mean, she's got
No, I've been there.
25 years of history with the team, so she can probably think of one or two.
Maybe just had a bad day. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to let Illinois win something.
yeah.
But you are right, Dave. Like, if you go to that bragging rights game, sometimes it's just one-sided.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
everybody's just like, ugh. But then it's halftime.
Yep.
And everybody knows it's Statue of
Oh,
Liberty
yeah.
time.
Yep.
Like, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And I love
fun.
it when our cheerleaders like really flex on it when they are clearly
yeah.
better and Illinois goes down and they just stay up there.
Oh, yeah.
Like they just stay. They don't have to. They've
Yeah.
already won, but they
Already
stay.
won. And they're usually like three that are
Yeah.
still up there. I'm like, oh, let's just keep this going on as long as possible. That's cool. What else we got going on?
Right now,
Nothing.
Not
yeah,
at all. Yep.
I feel like we have a huge break in between football games. No events. Nothing coming up.
You're kidding, right?
Kidding.
Well, we did finish Hall of Fame.
We did, which was so good. It
was great.
So good. I'll give you my on-air high five. Thank you for all of your help with that.
Thank you for everything you did.
It was no, thank you.
Oh, thank you. It was great.
All right.
No, it was. I thought the event was spectacular, and what made it great, not just the organization and everything we did behind the scenes, but like the people were so grateful and they were so
Yes.
into it, and the people they brought with
The
them.
turnout was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember if we had talked about this before, but we let the inductees have a more intimate dinner setting beforehand, and they're allowed to fill a couple tables each. And so we had all of them there. We invite all of our head coaches, but then we opened the event up to the public. And so I think between the two events, we ended up with probably around like 400 people
Yeah.
at the ceremony, which was just really cool. I think it's, I saw a little girl there in a Fever jersey.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that showed up wanting to meet Sophie Cunningham, and I love that our inductees, that our former athletes and admins, they're willing to be accessible like that.
Yep.
I think that helps to make the event as successful as it is.
Yeah, so Sophie was the star of the night. She was great. Her speech, her acceptance speech was incredible, so thoughtful, and she included all the other inductees into her speech and what they meant to her personally as a Columbia native and somebody who grew up, watching some of those athletes and had relationships with everybody. That was really, really cool. And Mike Alden, obviously, his legacy speaks for itself, and so many people came back. Other ADs, the photo we took of Alden's Army, everybody that worked here at some point under him. I mean, there was 20 people in the picture.
At least, yeah,
it was really cool.
It was a lot,
and I just think that that moment was great, and just that group itself was so cool. There was one point up after dinner, Brock Olivo. He had so many teammates here. They all took a picture together. I told him, you guys could actually run a play right now if you wanted to, because Corby Jones was here, the quarterback. I think he had at least 5-6 offensive linemen.
At least, yes.
It was really special for those guys, and it was neat to be part of it.
It was cool, and I think and having, honestly, one of the things that somebody in my office said was having Bob Brendel up there, like somebody who created the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Getting put into the Hall of Fame. It was a really cool full circle moment, and just seeing, the gratitude on his face and just the emotions. It's just so cool.
Yeah. He did win for longest conversation with Mike Kelly.
Yeah.
I think he was odds-on favorite up on some stage.
Yes, he was.
I did remind him, we do have a football game tomorrow, Bob. Let's not stay up here all night. But no, he was really good. He was very, very grateful. And I thought it was cool that the other former athletes who were honored and their guests, they all appreciated Bob. The ones that were here during his time, they definitely recognized that. I mean, he got a huge ovation.
Oh yeah, and because he's able to hit on different stories and events that happened during everybody's tenure here.
Yep. How about our surprise of the night? We kind of touched on this last episode when we showed our videos that now you can watch on mutigers.com and at the Mizzou Athletics YouTube account. One Quinn Snyder contributed.
He sure did. He said, "Hey, Missouri."
Hey, that was great. Thank you to Quinn and for putting together a little part of the video for Kareem Rush. I think it meant a lot for Kareem and his guests there.
It does, I think anytime you can get a former coach to speak on their athlete.
No matter how things ended or what happened to their time here.
Because you had, especially a coach like that has had so many athletes.
Yeah.
That he's able to think back and pinpoint on this one athlete that meant so much to him, and have specific memories. I know, as an athlete, that's always cool to me when they're like, "Hey, I remember when you did this," and I'm like, "I don't even remember that," but you do, and that's really cool.
I forgot that Quinn and Kareem share a birthday.
Yeah, birthday
so
twins.
They were always very connected. Those two. He was his first major recruit, and it was just a neat moment.
Yeah, and Kareem telling the story about Quinn Snyder coming and wooing his grandma, talking about, producer Stevie talked about the wavy hair. Yeah, she was mesmerized by the wavy hair.
Quinn's hair. It never goes away.
Yeah, keep down a good flow. I mean,
that's right.
He had it. He still has it.
He does.
So now we got to work on next year's class.
We do. February. We'll vote in February. Wow. So anyone that has nominations, send them Dave Matters' way.
Nominations are open to the public. We have a few already tucked away, and a few people were on the ballot last year that'll probably carry over. And I think we've got the process down pretty well, and now we set the bar really high for the event. So
I know.
Let's see how we can do it again.
All right, so like we said, not a whole lot going on except homecoming next week.
That's right.
So many things going on with homecoming too. We're bringing back photos on Faroe.
That's right.
A fan favorite.
Friday the 26th.
Friday the 26th, 5:30 to 7 on Faroe Field in Memorial Stadium. The public is welcome to come and get a family photo, a photo by one of our staff photographers. We'll email it out. We do have a registration link on mutigers.com. It's not necessary, but much preferred. Just so that when you arrive, we can give you a number, and it's a little bit smoother process. It's just cool. I think, as employees, we take for granted that going on the field is something we do every day for our job. And it's really cool to be down there, and especially now with the construction. Yep. It's really cool to be down there and to see that up close and just feel what it feels like to be on the field. To me, it's a lot bigger than it looks when you get down there and you have to think, oh man, I have to walk all the way to the other side of the field. Right. And those athletes are running it the whole game every Saturday. Yep. And the amazing Violet Lewis will be taking photos again this year. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if it was her. It is Violet. She did it last year. It's like one of the very first things she did. It was her first week at Mizzou, and she really enjoyed it. She volunteered to do it again. She did such a good job. Yeah, and then our office, Mizzou Athletics Fund, will email all those out. Yep.
That's a big day. We've got, obviously it's homecoming, Friday night before the homecoming game. The Gans Classic is that morning.
Country Classic, yep.
Out at Gans. We have 100 cross-country teams from around the country
It's a big one.
competing here. Good luck finding parking. Connor Matter will be running later that night, probably in the middle of.
Oh, that's right, 'cause high
the
school
high
one.
schoolers do later in the evening at the same event, same course. So it's going to be a busy day.
Of that, we have a home soccer game. Mizzou Soccer will
right.
be here. Yep, we're inviting our soccer alumni back that evening for that game. And then house decks on campus.
Yeah. Can we stretch this out over a couple days? It seems like a loaded.
Well, we do, because then the next day we have a parade.
We have a parade, 9 a.m.,
9 a.m.,
and we have a football game.
6:30.
That's right, against the UMass Minutemen.
Yes. Yes.
Very early homecoming, and that's just due to our very unique schedule this year.
I feel like I have to sneeze.
Oh, okay. Do I have to?
Don't you hate when that happens? I'm like, it's coming,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to go away. Okay, it's gone away.
Good. So, lots happening that time of year. Best time of year, I think. Can the weather cooperate, and can we get some fall weather?
I think it's gonna be a little bit cooler this weekend.
No, anything-
We've already surpassed fake fall,
Yeah.
and now I think we're slow. Is it today or tomorrow? Is the first official day of fall, or Monday?
I thought it was always the 21st.
I don't know. Can we get out of the 90s? That would be nice.
Today's only gonna be 81.
Okay, great. Well,
You
I
know.
have
Not
a
in here.
device. You might have heard of it. It's called a cellular telephone, and it's connected to the internet.
Well, the weather may not be reliable, but you know what is?
what's that?
Socket fiber.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Socket fiber is now available. The fastest, most reliable internet combined with local service and simple billing. Contact Socket today for voice, data, and internet services for your home and business. 1-800-SOCKET3 or visit socket.net.
That's exciting. Today, I guess we can say this now because by the time people listen to this, it will already happen. We are raising the final beam
Yes.
for the Memorial Stadium Centennial Project.
Are you going to go sign it after this?
Well, I'm not signing it. I
No,
will be there too.
All of the employees get to sign it. Did you
Well,
not
that's
get
news
that-
to me.
did you
I
not
didn't
get
know that.
email?
I didn't
Use
get
the
that
Zoo
email.
Sports Properties.
Well, I know that Coach Drinkwitz will be out there. Then Laird Beach will be out there. Governor Kehoe will be there.
Kehoe, the Board of Curators.
President Choi.
Mhm.
Really cool ceremonial type thing that, but that's a big deal. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we broke ground.
No, it wasn't even
It was
a full year
November
ago.
28th, something like that.
It was right after our final. Well, it was our final home game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we stuck the shovels in the ground before kickoff.
Barely.
I mean, in
Yeah.
the snow.
It was pretty cold.
Yeah.
10 months ago.
Yeah, and here we are
It's a while
raising
ago.
the final beam.
It's something you don't think about when. I mean, I've never been anywhere that's had this large of a construction project, but it's something you don't think about when they propose this and they start the building and they start the process. Is that is a big deal.
Yep.
That the final beam's going in, the infrastructure will be set.
Yep. I mean, fans that come to the homecoming game that maybe weren't at, well, everybody was Kansas, but maybe weren't at the Louisiana game or the South Carolina, they're not going to recognize it because it changes so quickly with the construction, especially the ones that will be here for Mississippi State and Texas A&M.
Yes.
Down the road.
That's so long from now.
Oh, can we just get through today, please?
Oh man.
You know what I've got?
What?
We are brought to you by Shelter Insurance, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 7 out of the last 8 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
I am a big fan of doing these promos, and I want to give a big shout out to producer Steve for letting us do.
He's
these.
empowered us to read.
We have been so excited
promos.
about this
You guys are
since
doing
last
great.
week.
You can talk and read. It's awesome.
I didn't even read that one. I just knew it.
You just yeah.
I mean, I did. But I tried to
well,
work it in a little more naturally.
That's
but-
what I'm saying. I read mine. That's why I was able to maneuver it in. I'm so excited. We'll have to keep thinking of fun ways. Any of our millions of listeners are welcome to message us. Any fun segues that they have.
Who's next on the guest list? Now, I told you.
You have the one.
I know, and he's been kind of buttering me up a little bit lately because I think he remembers that I offered him to come on the show.
Oh, I'm sure he absolutely remembers that you offered.
Yeah, so he's definitely coming soon.
We have a couple of other new employees that I think would be cool to get on. I mean, I think you've hired like a full squad.
They need to work. They don't need to waste their time coming over here.
But we do have a few new people that I think would be cool
Yeah.
to get over here.
We mentioned somebody who doesn't love mascots. Maybe she could come on.
I bet she would.
It'd be fun.
And I wouldn't even be a jerk. I wouldn't even make Truman come in while she was recording.
Oh God, could you imagine that?
Full panic. Like yeah. I don't think she would ever talk to me ever again.
Well, we also have a bye week coming up, so it'd be a great opportunity for our head football coach to come on in. And
Yes. Bye
you
for
know what's
football.
funny? When I got out of the car today at Hearns, he drove by, and I was like, "Oh, come on, come on, come on!"
Did you
we
wait?
got
Did you
time."
wait? Come on.
Yeah. Hey, we're going up to do the podcast.
Yeah, you can join Cayla
Yeah.
and Cynthia.
He does have a game tomorrow, so a big game, very big game.
All right, so bye week. We'll shoot for bye week.
Yep. He can
which
bring
is-
he can bring the Mayor's Cup with him.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Hope I didn't jinx anything. Just there. Got the drum. We've already won one trophy this year. We've kept one trophy.
Yeah.
So, okay.
All right, we'll work
Anything
on
else?
First day of fall.
Is when?
First day of fall is September 22nd, Monday.
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 Okay.
And the equinox exactly switches over to fall at 1:19 p.m.
Okay.
I feel like we should try to record on Monday now. Like that's
Good luck. Mondays are insane.
it's impossible.
I have 3 meetings scheduled at the same time.
The kids don't have school on Monday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Are you bringing yours in?
Absolutely not.
Well, that's a great opportunity for a science project at home. You can get an egg, and at 1:19,
Oh, that's right.
the egg will stand straight up on the equinox.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You don't know this?
You don't know about the
No.
equinox
come
and
on.
eggs? Yeah.
No. What
Yeah.
do we do?
So yeah, with the summer and winter equinox, is it the fall equinox? Does it do that? I don't know. Maybe it's only winter. And
You're the one with the
summer.
Google over there.
But no, like because it's like the Earth is officially shifting and doing all that stuff. Like you can put an egg, and usually if you put an egg on its like bigger bottom, it'll roll over on its side. But during the equinox,
At
it'll stay straight up.
1:19 p. Central Time.
That's a good test. I don't know. I could look it up, but I don't want to. Maybe
Okay.
the
Well,
listeners
note
should
to
go and
self.
look it
I
up.
will. I will look that up.
So it's
Oh,
not
very
100% proven, but I know that does have to happen on equinox. I'm not sure if it's also on the fall equinox.
Okay. No, I think Dave Jones and I are going to tag team. I think I'm going to come in the office in the morning, and then
Oh,
he's
okay.
going to come home.
Nurse
in the
Molly still
afternoon.
has to be at school, so it's not really a day off for her.
But it's a teacher workday. She's not a teacher. Come
Yeah,
on.
Still have to be there. So the other night, I shared this in our text chain, in our podcast text chain.
Oh yeah.
Every Wednesday, I live out at Daniel Boone for baseball because Will has double headers.
On his
And-
super cool competitive travel team.
It
now.
is, yeah. And I look over, and who do I see coaching third base? Is one producer, Steve. He was locked in.
He looked official in that photo. You
He
sent
looked
me.
locked in.
Official.
Yeah.
I like it too when the pitchers, I guess, when they're not throwing enough strikes, you got to go in there and finish off the at bat for them.
Minor league girls kid pitch. There's no walks, so if it's ball 4, then the coach comes in and
Yeah.
throws.
He threw some mean strikes.
I got a few strikeouts this year. I'm not gonna lie.
He punches them out when they're out. You're out of here. Get back. Go back in the dugout.
It's tough because we get back in the swing of like school, and like I think the range of this league is like 9 to 11, and so at about 8 o'clock is when a game's sometimes still going on.
Oh, yeah.
So like it's tough out there,
It is.
y'all. But no, the girls are having fun. My daughter plays and she loves it, and so wouldn't be anywhere else besides there.
It's funny. We were texting, and he wasn't answering his text because he was so locked in.
But I
Like,
just
oh, he's
love-
going to grab his phone and see that we're commenting on his.
Yep, I love that look.
Saw
though.
that later.
The baseball hat, the sweet stash. Like he was focused.
I spot him a mile away. I could see him.
That was a Cub hat too, because
Oh.
Cubs clinched the
Hey, what do
clinched
you
the playoff
say?
spot on Wednesday. So.
Okay, so
I like
anyway,
He's like,
so
okay,
Cardinals are
so-
okay, but I'm from Illinois.
you're not one of the teams that brings out the boombox for the musical song walk-up songs.
No, but I want to be, and I always remember right when I hear the first boombox song go off. No, we're not one of those teams. But
Yeah,
we
neither
all
is-
have snacks. We definitely have to have snacks for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's a must.
Do they still do orange slices?
Not my. my
There's so many
kids' team does not.
prepackaged options now. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. We should do the podcast from out there. We could do play-by-play of producer Steve's team.
Oh man,
It'd be
I
our
don't know about
second
that.
Did you
live.
win? Did you win? Were you playing 2 games? You were out there a long time.
yeah, we played 2.
Or was it
I
just
think-
one
I
really
believe we
long
lost the first game, and I think we ended up tying because of time.
Oh
the second
gosh.
game.
Yeah,
So-
you were out there longer than I was. Will had a doubleheader, but it was against the same team, so they just made one long game.
And I know softball and baseball usually aren't, but that's a whole different podcast is I have just never been able to get into sports where you can tie. I need a winner.
Well,
Like I need a winner.
it's tough with my daughter's league too because it's fall softball, and so a lot of these kids are coming up from playing like machine pitch, and but there's not that many, so there's only 3 teams in the league.
Oh gosh.
So one team has a doubleheader, and then the other 2 play Wednesday and Thursday. So we're getting to know everybody real well.
I bet.
All good people.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've just lost all of our listeners.
Yep. Let's keep talking about youth sports. Here we
Except
go.
the youth sports softball teams out there. So Loretta and Steve, our best Mizzou memories have yet to happen. This is Mizzou Storytellers.
I'm Loretta Jones.
And I'm Dave Matter.
We'll talk to you next week.